Let's see how much Glen Powell really earned throughout their entire career. Powell's Hollywood story begins all the way back in 2003, when he was just a teenager landing his first film role in Spy Kids 3D Game Over. For playing the memorably named long-fingered boy, young Glen took home an estimated $5,000. Not exactly life-changing money, but here's something most people don't know. Spy Kids 3D was one of the first major Hollywood films shot entirely in digital 3D, and it became a huge hit, grossing over $197 million worldwide. Little Glen Powell was part of cinema history, even if his paycheck didn't reflect it yet. 2 years later in 2005, Powell appeared in The Wendell Baker Story as a paperboy, earning around $8,000 for what was described as a tiny role in an indie film. That same year, he also started landing those classic struggling actor jobs, the one-episode guest spots on television shows. Between 2005 and 2011, Powell appeared on shows like Jack and Bobby, Into the West, CSI Miami, NCIS, Without a Trace, Rizzoli and Isles, and The Lying Game. For each of these appearances, he was making somewhere between $2,000 and $5,000 per episode, basically SAG scale rates for unknown actors trying to make it. These weren't glamorous roles, but they were keeping the lights on and giving him invaluable on-set experience. In 2006, Powell landed a small supporting role as Steve in Fast Food Nation, which brought in an estimated $10,000. Then in 2007, he appeared as a Harvard debater in The Great Debaters, earning approximately $15,000. Here's an interesting fact about that one. The Great Debaters was directed by and starred Denzel Washington, and it was based on the true story of Melvin B. Tolson and the Wiley College debate team. Powell was working alongside one of Hollywood's greatest actors, even if his role was relatively minor. The next significant milestone came in 2012 when Powell appeared as Traitor Number 1 in The Dark Knight Rises. For this cameo in Christopher Nolan's Batman blockbuster, he earned an estimated $20,000. Now, The Dark Knight Rises grossed over $1 billion worldwide, but Powell's tiny role meant he wasn't seeing any of that back-end money yet. Still, having a Christopher Nolan film on your resume, even for a small part, opens doors in Hollywood. Before we continue with Glen's incredible journey to superstardom, if you're loving these deep dives into celebrity earnings and Hollywood secrets, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. We're breaking down the salaries of your favorite actors every single week, and trust me, the numbers only get crazier from here. Also, drop a comment below and let me know which actor's career earnings you want us to investigate next. Now, back to Glen Powell's rise to the top. In 2013, Powell took a supporting role as Francis Riley in the low-budget indie film Red Wing, earning around $25,000. These were the lean years, the years where Powell was grinding it out, taking whatever work he could get and slowly building his craft. Then came 2014, and Powell's first real payday bump. He landed the role of Thorn in The Expendables 3, and this time he walked away with an estimated $150,000. This was his first six-figure film role, and it came from being part of Sylvester Stallone's action franchise ensemble. The Expendables 3 had a troubled release. It was leaked online 3 weeks before its theatrical debut, which significantly hurt its box office performance. But for Powell, it represented a major step up in compensation and visibility. The big break that changed everything came in 2015 when Powell was cast as Chad Radwell, a series regular on Ryan Murphy's Scream Queens. Over 2 seasons and 22 episodes, Powell earned an estimated $15,000 per episode, bringing his total earnings from the show to approximately $330,000. This was standard newcomer series regular money for the mid-2010s, but more importantly, it gave Powell consistent work and made him a recognizable face to television audiences. Chad Radwell became a cult favorite character, and Powell's comedic timing in that role would prove crucial to his later success. In 2016, Powell had a tiny uncredited cameo as a partygoer in Ride Along 2, earning maybe $10,000 for what was essentially a blink and you'll miss it appearance. But that same year, he also landed a key ensemble role as Finnegan in Richard Linklater's Everybody Wants Some, which brought in an estimated $200,000. Linklater described the film as a spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused, and working with the acclaimed director was another important credential for Powell's growing resume. Also in 2016 came the role that Powell himself has said he was paid the least for, but that meant the most to his career: John Glenn in Hidden Figures. This one's actually confirmed, not estimated. Powell made $35,000 for playing the legendary astronaut in a film that would go on to be nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Hidden Figures grossed over $236 million worldwide and became a cultural phenomenon, but Powell's contract was signed before anyone knew it would be such a massive hit. He's talked about this in interviews with GQ interview and The Hollywood Reporter, saying he would have done it for free just to be part of that story. In 2017, Powell played Sergeant Dylan Chutsky in the Netflix war drama Sandcastle, earning an estimated $100,000. Then in 2018, he had a supporting role as Mark Reynolds in the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, which brought in around $150,000. But 2018 was also the year Powell landed his first rom-com co-lead role in Netflix's Set It Up, playing Charlie Young opposite Zoe Deutsch. For this one, he earned an estimated $250,000. Set It Up became a sleeper hit on Netflix and basically revived the romantic comedy genre on streaming platforms. Critics and audiences loved it, and suddenly Powell was being recognized as a leading man who could carry a romantic comedy. If you're still watching, you're clearly as obsessed with Hollywood money as we are. Do me a huge favor and smash that like button right now. It helps us bring you more content like this, and it lets me know you want to see more celebrity salary breakdowns. Seriously, it takes 2 seconds and it makes a massive difference. After a bit of a gap in the data, Powell returned in 2022 with a voice role as Bostic in Richard Linklater's animated film Apollo 10 and a Half: A Space-Age Childhood, earning an estimated $100,000. But 2022 was really the year everything changed for Glen Powell, because that's when Top Gun Maverick hit theaters. As Lieutenant Jake Hangman Sorensen in Top Gun Maverick, Powell earned an estimated base salary of $1 million, plus significant back-end bonuses from the film's absolutely massive $1.5 billion global gross. This was Powell's true breakthrough moment. Top Gun Maverick became one of the highest grossing films of all time, and suddenly everyone wanted to know who the cocky pilot Hangman was. The film's success at the box office meant Powell's back-end compensation likely added several million more to his earnings, though exact figures haven't been disclosed. Also in 2022, Powell starred as Lieutenant Tom Hudner in the war drama Devotion, earning an estimated $800,000. He also received a producer credit on this one, which added to his compensation. Devotion told the incredible true story of the first African-American aviator in the US Navy, and Powell's commitment to the project showed he wasn't just chasing paychecks, he was choosing meaningful stories. Then came 2023, and this is where Powell's earnings absolutely exploded. For Anyone But You, the R-rated romantic comedy where he starred opposite Sydney Sweeney, Powell earned a confirmed $5 million, plus back-end points from the film's shocking $220 million global gross. Variety and other trade publications confirmed this figure. Anyone But You was made on a modest budget, and nobody expected it to become the box office juggernaut it turned out to be, but Powell's chemistry with Sweeney and the film's word-of-mouth buzz turned it into one of the most profitable rom-coms in years. Also in 2023, Powell starred in, produced, and co-wrote Hitman for Netflix, playing Gary Johnson. For this project, he earned an estimated $3 million when you factor in his multiple roles on the production, including the acquisition price and his equity stake. Hitman was directed by Richard Linklater, marking Powell's third collaboration with the acclaimed filmmaker, and it received rave reviews when it premiered at film festivals before landing on Netflix. In 2024, Powell took on the co-lead role of Tyler Owens in Twisters, earning an estimated $1.5 million according to industry reports. Twisters was the long-awaited legacy sequel to the 1996 disaster classic Twister, and Powell's tornado-chasing character became an instant fan favorite. The film was a summer blockbuster hit, and once again, Powell proved he could open a movie. Looking ahead to 2025, Powell has two major projects on the horizon. First is Chad Powers, a Hulu series where he plays the dual role of Russ Holiday and Chad Powers, and serves as co-creator and producer. For this series, he's estimated to earn between $250,000 and $350,000 per episode, which could translate to $2 to $3 million for the season, plus additional producer fees. The show is based on a character Powell created for an ESPN Plus sketch series, proving he's not just an actor, but a creator with his own intellectual property. And then there's The Running Man, where Powell will play Ben Richards, the lead role in this remake of the classic Arnold Schwarzenegger action film. For this one, Powell is earning a confirmed $10 million. This represents his first full A-list quote in Hollywood, the kind of paycheck reserved for bankable movie stars who can guarantee box office returns. The Running Man salary puts Powell in the same conversation as actors like Chris Hemsworth, Ryan Gosling, and other top-tier leading men.